Hello, and welcome to the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking you through the assault perks, the ones that you want to be choosing. Now, let's get straight into it. Now, for the first one, there's actually two you can go for. A nice overcharge. Damage from charged melee attacks increases by 25%. This is, good for the Thunder Hammer. Well, to be fair, it's actually good for most of the melees, but yeah, Thunder Hammer, the Power Fist, and the Power Sword. The Chainsaw doesn't really work because you're not really charging any melee attacks apart from the throttle one. So yeah, and the only time you're really gonna do that is for Neurothroats when they go down. So yeah, you could go for Overcharge. It's a very solid perk, but the one I go for is Armor Reinforcement. Non-finisher gun strikes restore 1 armor segment. Obviously, we all know how important armor is in this game. Without armor, you are pretty much close to dying, right? Even though you have full health, all it takes is one hit and half your health is gone, right? And you have to regain your contested health, and we all know melee classes aren't good for that, right? Which I'm hoping in the next patch they change that, right? But yeah, I'll go for Armor Reinforcement. Now the next one we're gonna go for is Defense Mechanism. Contested health fades 50% more slowly. This perk particular was crucial for the assault class. This class needed this because when you're fighting chaos, it was absolutely abysmal. Now I guess it makes it a little bit more bearable. You still have problems with chaos assault, right? Like for example the contested health with melee attacks on melee weapons, which again, hope they fix that in the next patch. But yeah, I'll go for Defensive Mechanism. I guess there are some decent perks, but again, after Defensive Mechanism is the best out of all. You can also go for Auxiliary Arsenal. Secondary weapons damage increases by 20%, and consecutive execution, killing 7 enemies in a rapid succession, restores equipment charge by 1. Cooldown is 90 seconds. These are all very good perks, but defense mechanism is the best one. Now, for this one, knowledge of the enemy is probably the best one here because it, melee damage increases by 15% against Majorus or Extremist level enemies. It just makes, using the your assault class, even better. You don't really need it for if you're gonna use the Power Fist, but it does make it a lot better, right? But maybe against when you using the Thunder Hammer or the Power Sword or the Chainsword, it's good, right? Extra damage is always good, especially against Majorus and Extremist level enemies. So yeah, now you for this one, now I went for squad cohesion. All squad members abilities recharge 10% faster because I was making a build video. But you could also go for prevent efficiency, which is probably going to be the best one here. All squad members deal 30% more gun strike damage, and you could also go for strategic strikes. All squad members deal 20% more melee damage against extremists and terminus level enemies. I'm pretty sure this did get a buff as well, I think, if I'm not mistaken. There's not a bad perk here, but in my opinion, I'm just not a huge fan of the deal damage to extremists and terminus level enemies. Is it going to help you? Yes, but again, if you're going to use the Power Fist, it's not really necessary. You can trade that in for proven efficiency or squad cohesion. Now for the next one, it's got to be Hammer of Wrath. After using your jump pack, you take 30% less range damage. Do not lose control upon taking heavy hits and cannot be knocked back for 15 seconds. This is just an amazing perk. Stops you from getting into stun locks and whatnot. So this is necessary in my opinion. You can also go for Precision Strike. A ground pound deals 100% more damage, but its radius is reduced by 50%. This is very good for Majorus enemies if they aren't blocking. But in my opinion, this is probably going to be the best one. And yeah, Summoning Angel is just Precision Strike but worse, right? But again, I go for Hammer of Wrath. Now the next one is a maneuverability. Jump pack recharges 20% faster. Again, I was making a build video, but if you were to make one, I'd probably go for Zealous Blow. A ground pound kill restores jump packs charge by 10%. Right now, when it comes to Zealous Blow, I don't think it matters on which enemy, right? I'm pretty sure Minoros count as well, if I'm not mistaken. So you do want to go for Zealous Blow. Let me actually put that on right now, but this is going to be the best one. And then Pride and Duty after a finisher. Ground pound deals 25% more damage for 10 seconds. That is also a decent one. Don't go for diligence, because you just don't want to go for that. You can also go for aerial grace. After a perfectly timed dodge using a jump pack dash, you deal 30% more damage for 10 seconds. Now you could go for whichever one, doesn't really matter, right? The reason why I went for this one is because you should most of the time be getting a finisher with your ground pound, but aerial grace is also a very good one. You know, if you are using jump pack often, which, you know, when you're perfectly dodging, which you should, go for aerial grace. It's gonna be a lot better, right? And it's actually gonna, I think it's gonna be a perk over here, which is this one, commitment. A perfectly timed dodge using a jump pack dash restores jump pack's ability charge, which is very good as well. Now I went for ample ammunition. The reason I went for this one, right, again, I was making a build video and I was just using this one, you know, this perk wasn't a thing, right? This was before patch 9.0. I was using this and I was using this one, right? But I would probably, yeah, I'd probably still go for commitment, right? Probably still going to be the best one here. But yeah, I feel like his signature perks really aren't that great, if you want me to be completely honest. Like if you're comparing it to like tactical and I think even like bulwark, and yeah, like they just suck, right? They just like, they don't really add anything special. Like, you know, a perfectly timed dodge using a jump pack dash restores jump packs like ability. It's just like a boring perk though, in my opinion, because you're using that just to gain it back. You know, I feel like it'd be nice if, you know, you get your charge back and maybe something else, you know. I don't know, man. I do not know. Maybe like an armor segment or something. Then again, you get an armor segment from this one, but I don't know. All right, I feel like his signature perks are kind of boring, nothing too special. I feel like in general assaults like perks really aren't that like fun to use. Like his team perks as well, it's just like nothing fun, right? And now for his prestige perks, which ones did I actually go for? So I went for Indomitable Spirit. No, it's adrenaline boost. After a perfectly timed parry, block, or dodge, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. This is mainly because you don't want to get stun locked, or again, contested health is very important for assaults, right? So the reason I go for that is, let's say if I do get knocked back, it's going to be ticking away, you know, the health bar for the contested health. So that's why I go for adrenaline boost. You can also go for practiced aim. Range damage increases by 15%. Again, more range damage, the better. If you are surrounded by 5 or more enemies, you take 20% less damage from range attacks. We all know assault's main weakness is range damage, so that's why I go for scramble targeting. And then last one, fortitude. Health increases by 15% because, again, every little health armor segment assault needs, so that's why I go for this one. I don't really know like what else you can pick. Like commendation really isn't that great in my opinion. It's probably like one of the worst ones, really. Duelist, if you suck at parrying, then I guess you can go for this one, but I don't struggle with parrying at all. And was that Unwielding Oath? When charging a ground pound, you become invulnerable for 30 seconds. I mean, I guess this is good because, especially with like the Tyranids, right? When you have the like, I don't know what the enemy's called, right? But that like that long little beam attack, right, from one of the ranged enemies, that can actually fuck you up quite a bit sometimes. If you like decide to jump like at the time where they decide to attack, it can be brutal, but you can like, I think, work your way around it. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they're able to track you once you drop that, like drop down straight away, I think. But yeah, those are the perks I would go for if I was you, man. Again, this class is very fun now, because obviously we have some new perks, defensive mechanism, and this one, Hammer of Wrath. Does assault still need a little bit more of a buff? Yes. It, like, again, for the contested health with melee, that thing like that they have for like melee, I'm pretty sure if you use a melee you don't gain as much contested health, or like you can only gain like a certain amount of contested health, which is absolute bullshit in my opinion. That should not be a thing, right? If they change that, assault will be usable in my opinion. But another thing that I would love to see Saber Interactive add for the assault class is please just add the jump pack from the campaign and the PvP. You've added it for the campaign and the PvP. Why don't you add it for the PvE? You know, he's going to be a lot more fun to play now if they do, add that into the game. Those are only things that I wish that they, will add for Assault. Obviously, these 2 perks that they added, so good. It's a step in the right direction for Assault. He's more usable now, especially against the Chaos, because he was absolutely useless when it came to the Chaos. Is he, great? Nah, because he's not the best class in the game, right? Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, he's not the best class. That goes for Heavy, Bulwark. But is he more bearable, more fun to play now? Yes, he is. But let me know if you guys agree, disagree with anything in the comment section down below. Let me know what perks you're gonna run. Let me know what perks you want to see, or what additions you want to see to Assault, what you want them to have and whatnot. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, and I'm out. Peace.